What's up everybody, welcome back to the HEZ Project and welcome to the very first video of the first ever HEZ-Ween. It's a brand new event I'm going to try out every October going forward, and it's going to be Halloween themed movie reviews, maybe some TV reviews in the future, but right now we're just going to focus on movies. And for the first one, we're going to be talking about the original 1978 John Carpenter directed Halloween. Full disclaimer before I dive right into this review, I wanted to let you guys know this is the first time ever I have laid my eyes on John Carpenter's Halloween. I've never seen it before. As a matter of fact, the only Halloween movie I've seen, and this might piss some of you off, was the 2007 Rob Zombie Halloween remake. That is the only one I've seen, and it wasn't by choice. I was just hanging out with a friend and he was like, hey, you want to watch this Halloween movie? I heard it's really good. And so we put it on, and I don't really remember anything from that movie. It was about 6-7 years ago, so I don't really have any memory of what happened in that movie, so I will rewatch it at some point in time. Not today though. We're talking about the original 1978 Halloween film. Dear God, how do I put this without getting a bunch of mean comments down below? Maybe I should say it with a smile? I don't know. Gosh, I don't like this movie at all. It's not good in my opinion, and let me explain why. Once again guys, all film is subjective. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so please do not bombard me with your opinion down below and why you think I should believe you and side with your opinion, because everyone has their own opinion. This movie feels so outdated to me, and I feel like that is its biggest thing going against it. It also has a low budget vibe to it, and I kind of picked that up almost immediately. Not in a bad way, I just could tell in certain ways that things were shot, things were filmed, and certain setups of certain scenes. Yeah, so there was just a lot of things already going wrong in my head that I just wasn't on board with. And I'm not saying that John Carpenter did a bad job directing this film. Not at all. No, I think it's decently directed. It's just outdated. Like, I feel like I've seen a handful of horror movies in the last 6-7 years that are just done a little better than this Halloween film. And that just might be my mind watching those current movies of today and then going back 40 years ago to watch the original Halloween. You see what I mean? This movie was probably the back then in 1978, but it's not today, not in my house. I just thought it would be really cool to take a trip to 1978 just to see what this whole Halloween thing is about, because I only got a little taste of Michael Myers in that 2007 movie, and which, like I said, I have really no memory of what happened in that movie, like, at all. And so I wanted to visit this movie and see what the hype was all about, because I heard that this was a very inspirational film in the horror genre, and I don't get it. And I know that sounds very unfair because I have to look into the mindset of somebody living in 1978, and I can't. You just can't do that. I don't know, something about Star Wars that, it's released a whole year before this in 1977, something about that stands the test of time just a little bit more. In terms of the actual production value and how it was filmed, stuff back then doesn't really impress me and catch my eye as much because a lot of it kind of feels similar in the way it's filmed. And something about Star Wars kind of stood out just a little bit more to me. I feel very similar towards Halloween 1978 that I do with The Shining, in that everyone talks a big game about those two movies, especially The Shining, because I've heard such great things about that, of it being one of the greatest horror films of all time, or greatest suspense films, or just great movie overall. And I just feel flat about it. I feel iffy. I just don't feel engaged with it, and I don't feel compelled to watch it ever again. I will probably revisit The Shining at one point in time. I don't feel that way at all with Halloween. Let me try to tackle some positives in this movie, man. Jamie Lee Curtis is really good. I believe this is her first role, because they said now introducing Jamie Lee Curtis. And she was really good. She's not bad in the movie. Literally, nobody is bad in this movie. The acting is quite fairly on point. Some of the writing between her teen friends is a little, like, okay? Like, the whole movie, her friends just want to bang on Halloween night. It's like, I don't care about that. I just want to see Michael Myers murder some people, because that's what I've been hearing about, him just murdering people, right? No, I don't know if there's some deep underlining story that this movie was hiding, because there really wasn't any. It just starts off with him as a child in the first person. And so the first part of this movie is pretty much a first person shooter. He grabs a knife, goes up to his sister's room, kills her, walks back outside. His parents pull up, I guess they had a night out or something, and the father grabs the knife from him and he says, "Michael?" And so that was just enough setup that I needed for this murderous psychopath. I didn't really need any more, and I don't want any more. Like, just get into the killing. What, 15 years later from 1963, I believe? Yeah, just get right to the killing. Just get right to the killing. The first part of this movie has some really great suspense building scenes with Michael Myers, how he's just driving around, stalking them, kind of walking, hiding behind bushes. Like, that is some creepy stuff, don't get me wrong. But they were slowly building up the anticipation that he was going to just unleash on these kids. And what does he do with his first kill? He traps the girl in her garage, inside her car, and he proceeds to choke her for about 30 seconds to an hour. I get it was supposed to be uncomfortable and unsettling, but it came across as those things, but in a bad way. I don't know, just her reactions to choking was just kind of silly to me, and it just lasted a little too long for the first kill, and it was very uneventful. Like, I thought he was gonna slash somebody and expect him to just squeeze their neck for a long period of time. It was just underwhelming to me. I'm sorry. If you love this movie, go love it. I'm not telling you not to love it. Go love your Michael Myers Halloween shit. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm just saying how I feel about the movie. As my first time watch, these are my first impressions. Yeah, I will say another positive, which really doesn't have anything to do with the movie itself, but I watched it on the 4K disc, which looked beautiful. You could tell there was just a lot of film grain on it because of, obviously, it's a movie from 40 years ago, but it still looks really good. They did a nice job cleaning it up and making it look cool. It looks like a film that was made in the 2000s, honestly, and it looks really good, and I was very impressed with the picture quality, and yeah, that's what I can say about that. As the movie goes on and Michael Myers is slowly taking out all the other teens in Jamie Lee Curtis's, or her name is Laurie in the movie, all of Laurie's friends in her little friend group, he slowly starts to get more brutal with the kills. He stabs somebody. Oh, he stabs somebody. And then when it comes time to finally take down Laurie, she's just standing in this hallway, minding her own business. She did not see him or hear him behind her. He creeps out of a dark room with a knife, goes to slash her, and the entire time, she doesn't move an inch. Not an inch. He goes to slice her and he misses. He gets her sleeve and maybe her shoulder a little bit, I forgot, but the sleeve came off. Not her arm. The knife didn't go inside her back or her head. He just missed. Laurie didn't move. And Michael Myers missed. And then he missed again. She was sitting on the couch. He goes to stab the couch. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, get her in the head. It's just one of those silly movie tropes where the bad guy just suddenly does bad at his job because it's the main character who's kind of in peril. So he kind of has to, like, you know, hold back a little bit. I'm just picking fun at the movie at this point. It's not something that, you know, John Carpenter failed at or something. No, every movie does this. Movies do that today. It was just funny to me. But this climax was just not for me. This is what was the tipping of the iceberg for me in terms of, I don't want to watch this again because it's just silly and I don't understand the hype behind it. So this guy who, like, I guess he's one of the doctors or something that was behind Michael Myers, or like trying to control him when they had him in the psych ward, and he was like trying to find him the whole movie and like couldn't, and he never did until like the very end. He goes into the house that Michael Myers is trying to kill Laurie in, and he grabs a gun, shoots Michael like 5 times. Michael's just eating those bullets, boom, boom, and then he's inching towards a ledge, like right on the porch. The movie, dude, this is what I'm saying. Low budget or not, you don't film this. You don't leave this in the final edit. Michael Myers, I shit you not, he started propping himself up on the ledge. You can see this. It's a shot, dude. Look at it. It's real. He did that to himself. I don't know if pushing a ragdoll over that ledge would have been a better shot, but you just don't show the dude propping himself over the ledge. Like, come on. It really just took me out of it. Like, how does this murderous psychopath just prop himself up on the ledge and kill himself? But not really, because he got back up at the end and he disappeared in the sequels. Sequels after sequels after sequels that I'm not going to touch until next Halloween, next HEZ-Ween, and so on, because it's just too much Halloween. Dude, I don't know what the general feel is about the Halloween franchise, but if they get worse after the original, dude, I can't. I'm so glad that the new one that's coming out, Halloween Kills, next Friday, doesn't require me to watch every single Halloween movie. The one that they came out with in 2018 with the exact same name, it's just called Halloween, the sequel to Halloween. Imagine if Empire Strikes Back was also called just Star Wars. Anyways, I'm glad that the new Halloween Kills only requires me to watch the 1978 Halloween and the 2018 Halloween. So that's all I'm going to be reviewing for this HEZ-Ween, is going to be those 3 Halloween films. And then in the next few Halloweens, I will be reviewing more, maybe. God. Another plus, before I forget, I did really enjoy the music in here. It's very suspenseful and it does build tension in these scenes. That classic Michael Myers tune, I love it. It's cool. It's really good. I enjoyed it. It did help me get through some of the unbearable parts, I thought, and I was into it. It was entertaining in good and bad ways. And at the end of the day, it was an experience. So, guys, let me know down below, what did you think about Halloween 1978? Are you a fan of Halloween, the franchise? Let me know down below what your favorite Halloween-themed franchise is, or what's your favorite slasher character. This is the first movie ever that I'm tackling with the horror mascots, like I like to call them. Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger. I will touch upon the first of their movies soon. I'm going to be doing a review for the first ever Friday the 13th and the first A Nightmare on Elm Street later on as part of HEZ-Ween. So you might want to stick around, guys, because there's a lot of fun videos coming to the channel, a lot of first-time watches. I've never seen those movies before. Also, I'm going to be reviewing Ghostbusters, so you might want to stick around because there's a lot of content coming to the channel and there's always more to come.